And as I said, this is a problem in this part of the country, depopulation. Hola Spain lovers, Stuart here with another video, and this magnificent little town that I have behind me, or village I should say, because there's only about 60 people living in this village, is called Zorita de los Canes. And I'm in the province of Guadalajara, and we're going to explore this little town today. It's not very big, so I don't think it will take very long, but let's get started with the video, shall we? Now, the first interesting thing about this village is that it's bang smack here on the side of the Tagus River, one of the most important rivers here in Spain. The Tagus, if you are not familiar with the river, ends in Portugal, in the city of Lisbon, and starts here in Spain. And this town, I imagine, is also a popular holiday destination. We've got some type of beach set up there that we can see probably around 200 meters away, but the color of the water here, it's not an illusion of the camera, that is the color of the water. I don't know if I would be taking a dip in that river anytime soon. That's just me. And of course, this wall here, I would say, has been built to stop the waters from the river, if they get a little bit too high, encroaching on the village. But again, I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that one. And one thing that stands out straight away in this town is the amount of Spanish flags that we can see. Obviously, they've recently had their festival. They've got the flags up there, the local regional flags, also the Spanish flag, that one there, pictures of the Virgin up there as well. So the local town parties or festival was celebrated recently, I would say. Now, let's go and take a look at this village. Apparently up there at the top there's a castle. I'm not sure how you get up there, whether you can get up there by road or whether you have to walk up the hill. I'll ask a local and see what they say, but that could be an idea to get up to the top of the castle and have a look at the views from up there. We'll see. Now, this is the entrance to the little village, so the idea is to go through that opening there. We'll get there in a minute. There's some information here which has been totally destroyed by the sun, I would say, but we've also got some information here about the town, Zorita Andalusi, Al-Andalus and Zorita, and we can see the origins of this town. Zorita is an Arab foundation of the 9th century AD that replaced Nicopolis as the main city of the vast territory of Santa Baria, the ancient Visigoth Celt Iberia. The first news of Zorita dates back to 1812, when it was already an important center that was transformed into Medina, or a city, in 1855 by the mandate of the Umayyad Emir of Cordoba, Muhammad I. So an interesting history to this town, and no doubt the reason for the old castle up there on top of the hill, that Arab or Moor history here, going back to 800 and something, I think it was. Let's continue. So the first thing we are greeted with on entering the village here is a church, Iglesia San Juan Bautista. Obviously, when the Christians took over this part of the world again, churches went up, I would say, or maybe they were restored if they had been destroyed during that Muslim rule. But again, the information about this church here is gone, so I can't give any news or what this church or the origins of this church is. So it's a shame. Plaza de España, so this is the local town square. We've got the post box over there if you want to get letters delivered or send letters off. And this is the place where I imagine that the main festivities take place during the town festivals. Interesting. Let's continue down here. Let's see, we've got a couple of people sitting over here. I'm going to ask them if I can get up to the castle by foot or whether it's accessible by road. We will see. Buenos días. ¿El castillo se puede acceder por pie o coche? Está cerrado, no se puede subir.
Puede subir por detrás si quiere, pero no puede.
¿En
al
coche?
Castillo, sí, pero al castillo no puede acceder.
Ah, vale, vale. ¿Pero tiene vistas de
Sí.
desde ahí?
Desde arriba pues usted ve mucho
Sí.
y para el otro lado también.
Sí.
Ah, muy bien, muy bien. Very friendly locals, I will say. Telling me how to get up to the castle, which is not open. No surprises there. We've got another local up there. Don't know whether it's as friendly. Tails wagging. No complaints. And yeah, so a town with 60 people. I've just spoken to 3 people here, and as you would imagine, the majority of people quite elderly, which is typical in this part of the country. We'll get some more views of the river from up here, and the objective is to get up to the top there. I was told that I can get up there by car, so that's going to be the objective, and check out some of the views from up there. But the castle is closed, as I was just told, because obviously it's in rack and ruin. So let's continue. And I will say that this is one of the many places in this part of Spain that seems to have stopped in time. Not a lot going on here. These houses have been here for centuries, I imagine, filled up with generation after generation of locals, those that don't move out seeking a better quality of life, because let's be honest, there's not much going on in this town here. Now, I think I've come to the end of the town already, and I've only been here for 5 minutes, so let's head back. And I imagine that the majority of people that live here have fairly traditional lives still. Obviously, there would be tourism coming here, interrupting people's lives at weekends. There's a restaurant over there with an outdoor seating area, and also in the summer months when it gets very hot in this part of Spain, people are coming to cool down and sit by the river Tagus in the background there. I reckon that is what people are doing. But again, it seems to be a fairly clean place, well kept. A few leaves lying around on the ground, but apart from that, not much else. And again, I think I've come to a dead end. But I think if I go up here, I'll get onto another street. Let's see. Yeah, all right, good. Now, I said it was clean. I was wrong. But anyway. So, what else we got going on here? So, people are prohibited from going up any further here. So in the past, you would have been able to get to the castle from here. And I imagine that you still can, even though there are works going on there. But up there, apparently, you can get to the top. Now, I'm going to go up by car because I've been doing a fair bit of walking today and I'm tired. So I'm going to go up there by car. So let's check out what else we can see in this little village. Not much going on, of course. And this is an example of the rural accommodation that you can find in the area as well. I think there's only one place here offering that type of accommodation. So it would be pretty busy, I would say, at weekends, because lots of people would come here to spend the weekend, get out of the big cities and relax and book into a place like that. And as with many villages and towns in this part of Spain, they suffer from depopulation. I think if you went back maybe 50 or 60 years, you'd probably find around 200 people living in this town, now down to 60, as I said, because of lack of opportunity. People that do stay around probably have jobs in the area, agriculture and things like that. There could be a factory close by where people would head off to work every day. But apart from that, I don't think so, because we're around 50 minutes by car from the capital city of this area, Guadalajara. Guadalajara is the name of the city too, and around an hour and a half from Madrid. There's another big city in that direction in the province of Cuenca called Tarancon, so people could go to work there as well. But the people that stay behind here either retired or don't have a job at all, I would say. And as I said, this is a problem in this part of the country, depopulation. Services are lacking here as well. People find it difficult to live in these towns unless you have a business like the bar or the rural accommodation that would be busy at weekends. But the rest of the week, I don't think so, but they've got to be open anyway. Now these places here, the one to my left and also the one in front of us there, seem to have been restored. I don't know how safe a house like that would be, given the castle up there is in ruins and some of those stones could fall at any moment. I've got no idea. But let's not think that the worst could happen. But the landscape in this part of Spain, definitely beautiful. And as I always recommend, if you're in the center of Spain, come to places like this and check them out and bring some money into these small economies. The locals will be grateful for it, and people are friendly too. The people that I was speaking to at the beginning of the video, asking for directions, very, very friendly. And even though you are intruding in their town, in their way of life, we're intruding into their way of life here, they don't complain. So friendly people, which is a pro, of course. Now, another important thing in this area that would bring tourists to a town like this is a place called Recopolis, I think it is. And it's incredible to think that this quiet part of rural Spain was one of the most important parts of the Iberian civilizations. Wow. Now that is about all this little village has to offer. Don't think there's too much more going on. Time to head up the hill by car to the castle area and check out the views from up there. So let's do that now. And here we are. And I'm going to say that the views from up here are pretty good. Check them out for yourself. And of course, on the side of the hill here, we have what's left of the castle. Now here we have some publicity for the Agenda 2030. And of course, the skeptics have taken to this by pen, saying that this agenda will only bring hunger and misery. It's a farce. Don't get fooled. So even here in the middle of nowhere, you'll find conspiracy theorists. Now let's head up here and see if we get a better view. I don't think we can go too far because the castle, or what's left of it, is not open. So we've got to be careful in an area like this. These rocks could fall at any moment if they're not being restored. But I reckon here will be enough to get an idea of what was going on back in the day with this structure. So a bit of history about the castle, built back in the 9th century by the Moors, who, as I said, conquered these lands. Captured by Christian forces a bit later on and given to the Knights of Calatrava in the 12th century, who expanded it into a powerful fortress. And of course, from up here, you get incredible views of the Tagus River Valley, the rooftops of the village below, and the rugged Alcarria landscape all around. Amazing. And it's easy to imagine the knights back in the day patrolling the walls of this fortress and guarding the frontier between the two kingdoms. The history in this part of Spain is absolutely amazing. And it's from this amazing vantage point that I'm going to wrap this video up. Questions and comments, please leave them in the section below. Would you come to a small town like this and check out all of the history in the area? Let us know in the comment section below. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so that you never miss a video when I publish it. And if you want more videos like this, be sure to subscribe. Until the next one, hasta luego from the center of Spain and this amazing part of the country. Adios.